We are getting ready to go into our semifinal match here. Adam versus Julian. Let's go.
Oh, gorgeous fan out of the cards. And Julian will be starting things off. And let's see if either one of them needs a mulligan or if we just got a clean start. And it looks like we got a clean start with a Astrabbit? Yeah, that's definitely an Astrabbit.
And looking a little bit chunky there, but that's okay.
Yeah, I'm guessing that is the full art one from the Clash. For a second, I was like, is that a Constellation rare? But no. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, it is Peliquarius. That's why I was like, it looks like a Constellation rare.
Yeah, it is a Constellation rare, Peliquarius. Okay, so we went and we searched out a water Elestral.
I'm pretty sure it was Galaxy Champ. Typically, a lot of the lists are running Peliquarius as an extra way to get to Galaxy. Speaking of which, we do see a Galaxy on Adam's side, swapping its attack to 5 so it can hit over that Peliquarius.
Okay, I mean, wasted by the card that you went and searched. You hate to see it. However, this back row going to be flipping, and it is a poison-tipped arrow. No way! Whale arrow? Question mark before our very eyes.
But does that stop the whale from being able to attack over to the Peliquarius? Good question. You must know the answer to that to be able to get that to get to this point in competitive play.
Yes, I the whale is going to attack over, but we get to expend at the end of the turn and still get rid of the whale. So
perfect.
You know,
and Peliquarius did its job. Didn't really need to stick around. Got you that whale. Get rid of that Galaxy. You're feeling pretty all right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if I had a nickel for every time I saw a 5-0 Galaxy, I'd have a lot of nickels, actually.
That gorgeous stellar Galaxy champion beside comes out and just pokes Adam for one, and then Julian just passes the turn back over to Adam. And we see a Necruff come out to pressure that Galaxy.
Ooh, Water Puppy coming out. Okay, we still have one back row set for Julian. Adam looking at 2. However, Julian says, that's okay. And whale goes down.
Let it go. Water Pup, Water Pig. We got all the wrong element water set. Oh, and a follow-up Galaxy just to continue to put on the pressure.
Okay. I mean, we got the one that the Peliquarius went and sought out, but apparently already had one in hand as well. And Necruff goes down.
Simple back and forth so far, though Adam is in the lead because of that PTA Julian dropped. But notably, that PTA has put Julian ahead on this exchange back and forth, and now Adam needs to find another out to this Galaxy here.
Okay, so interesting that we haven't seen Adam activate any of this back row so far. It does make me wonder what that is.
Looks like we had to expend to draw into a pass over to Julian, then into a Hydrake.
Yep, that gorgeous Premier Frame Stellar Hydrake. We are doing Pantera things.
Well, Wind Aggro, Pantera, yeah, makes 100% sense. And of course, Julian's got that gorgeous Stellar Hydrake. I pulled one of those and it looks so good in person. If you ever get a chance to see one in person, highly recommend taking a peek. But a Lavalith.
Ooh, okay, Lavalith coming out. And again, we have seen so many Lavalith today. Liths in general have been really the stars of the day throughout the course of these matches.
Yeah, challenging that back row and can hit over notably both Hydrake and the Galaxy. Crazy, there's 2 Stellars right out there on that board. I don't know, I just clocked that. What was that, a Gorgon's Gaze? Yeah, Gorgon's, oh no.
It was a Tsunami. So we're moving both Hydrake and that Lavalith into defense there. And yeah, the Gorgon's Gaze, okay. Looks like that was hit.
Look, yep. Passing back over to Julian to deal with that Lavalith. I mean, actually not even a Ria channel the Galaxy works here. So Julian had to find a way to get over that 4 defense right there.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting choice to Tsunami over Gorgon's Gaze there, because the Gorgon's Gaze, just flipping that up, would have set up the Galaxy reenchant to hit over or potential Hydrake crash to start ramping up.
Yeah, Hydrake would have been in a great position to be able to start doing that. I mean, maybe Julian is wary of these 3 back row that Adam is holding on to, but who's to say?
Maybe. Julian notably expending to draw, just trying to find some sort of answer to get over this big golem. And switching Hydrake to attack, and
Looks like Island of Aeolia went down there too, which allows Hydrake now to hit over this Lavalith. However, again, these 3 back row, the mystery back row from Adam, which they seem to actually be seeing some consideration. And there goes a Tsunami.
Man, I completely missed that island, so I'm glad you caught it. Yep, crushing that Lavalith, but Tsunami putting a stop to that, and it's back over to Adam to now try to answer a Galaxy and a Hydrake, though that Hydrake is going to be annoying because Pantera plays. Like, you really want to suppress it or find a rune removal option to get rid of that guy.
Yeah, you do not want to give Hydrake the opportunity to do, honestly, anything. But here comes the champ Valkyries, however, hitting it with a poison-tipped arrow, paying off of the whale.
Interesting, because don't want that whale anymore. Kind of makes sense if you're going for Pantera plays. You don't really expect your whale to be doing stat flipping stuff, so it's just a more efficient play. This could also be setting up for a Kinleo play to take care of the Hydrake. Well, Pen, what I said earlier, just need an effect-based removal, not specifically runes, so...
Very true, and the effect of getting Hephaestus, that does go off. So Hephaestus is coming out here. I don't know if we're going to see the activation right now.
Potentially, but also, unless Adam is... I don't see why you would want to attack over this Hydrake, so there's a good chance just passing, trying to dig for an answer to Hydrake. Like, this is the thing, Hydrake can be super aggressive, but at the same time, it can also be awkward for the opponent wanting to attack because they don't want to get you into your bigger stuff. But we do see the Hephaestus played here.
Okay, and it looks like, okay, no, we're enchanting 2. It looked like it was only going to be 1, so maybe we're keeping it around for possibly Kinleo, like you mentioned, and not trying to give Julian the opportunity to destroy this Hydrake.
Yeah. I mean, there's a chance here where if Adam has a shield in that back row, just attack over the Hydrake with the Volcaries and power the Lavalith with the torch to be able to attack over that. But instead, we see a Poison Tunic just trying to burn, get Julian even lower on spirits.
Okay. I'm going to be punishing keeping that Hydrake sitting around here.
Makes sense. Hydrake into Pantera is very expensive, so you can line it up so that you perfectly answer it. That can really just seal the game for you.
However, it looks like we are going to swing. And it looks like Julian was looking at a back row there. However, Hydrake just going to go down here. And with the Hydrake, the Poison Tunic.
Yep, so Julian now has a burn 2, but also clearly grabbing 2 to cast out the Twindra.
No Julian said, we are still Twindering. Make no mistake about it.
That Lavalith, well, actually, that Lavalith doesn't hit over currently because of the island.
Ooh, that would simply be a crash, which is not really a crash you want to take when that means Pantera.
Well, not even a crash, because Twindra's 2 spirits, it's up to 7 attacks, so it actually beats the Lavalith here.
Oh, is it properly enchanted? Oh, duh.
I believe so. It looks...
Because they're different wind spirits, my brain said different.
Yeah, it looks like one of the new wind spirits from Firestorm, as well as one of the premier pack ones. That's the DOS one, but I'm pretty sure it's the Premier Pack. Really cool stuff. I'm so excited for the next Premier Pack spirits to add to my collection. On a side tangent. So let's see what Adam ends up doing here. I don't think they've passed the turn over to Julian. Oh, and it looks like that was the pass here.
Okay, and there goes the Valkyries.
Yep, that... I think I missed an action there that was taken.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure, but it looks like we've gone back over to Julian at this point.
Yeah, we'll see what Julian does with that Twindra on the board here, ready to put out some pressure. And instead, it looks like another Peliquarius in the board just to get a search.
Yeah, that Constellation Rare Peliquarius. Now that we see it, it's like, yep, I've seen you before. I recognize this. Ooh. However, a poison-tipped arrow coming out from Adam onto that Peliquarius, but the effect is still going to go off. And see what we go in and grab here. Possibly another Galaxy. I don't know what else this would really be in the list for.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Made a slight miscall just due to all the stat modifiers applying. It looks like the Lavalith hit over the Volcaries last turn because the PTA was applying to the Volcaries. So that's how. So there's no chance that Adam was dealing with the Lavalith. Thank you, Caleb, despite being off camera making those callouts for what we missed.
Okay.
Yeah, here, Julian gets to go grab maybe another Galaxy. But we'll lose that Peliquarius at the end of the turn here, but looks like just really fishing for that search. That was all that was needed, though. Failing to find? I might have just missed looking over at the messages. The add to hand. Did you catch any cards being added?
No, but that's okay. We'll find out when a water Elestral gets cast.
Oh, game paused. That's why.
Yeah.
So we likely didn't miss anything. It's just game paused.
All right. I think that where we last left our heroes, Julian had not yet gone into the deck to go find whatever this Peliquarius search target was, but it has been PTA'd. Oh, well, yep. I think actually we have done that.
Yeah, it might have been a fail to find.
Okay. It has been destroyed at this point.
Yep. And we got confirmation. Nothing was going on other than wanting to just confirm spirit counts to make sure everything was good to go. And so everything should be accurate now on the screen. Adam at 7 spirits, so Julian's 5, but Lavalith and Twindra facing each other off. Twindra really threatening here, considering even if Adam can attack over it, does he really want to?
Yeah, obviously with an artifacts list, there are tools at Adam's disposal to be able to, but like you said, you don't necessarily want to just give Julian the Pintera for free.
And we see a Reforge come down to grab back the Poison Tunic.
Oh, we can't keep doing this. Okay, Poison Tunic coming out, going to be interesting here. That possibly just trying to burn Julian below the ability to cast the Pintera.
I'll take double Tunic, though. Though, I need to think about how Chains resolve, because I need to read those cards again. I don't know which... No, because then you'd auto lose. Interesting. Yeah, double Tunic here could be super interesting if it's working the way I think it does, but at the same time... I mean, right now, with one Tunic, attack over the Twindra, Julian uses it either needs to use all the spirits, just get out Pantera, but at the same time, then it's Julian's turn to just attack with the Pantera, so Adam would need a response, like a shield ready to go to answer it and secure the game. But Julian could also just choose not to go Pantera if that's the case.
True. It does seem like... I mean, Adam is doing everything that he can to prevent this Pantera from happening, and I mean, as the biggest attack statted Elestral in the game, I don't blame you.
Yeah. Just have to see how this goes on. So you have the Poison Tunic. Maybe just hold the Poison Tunic to keep the Twindra at bay for another turn or two. That's always a possibility. But
a Gorgon's Gaze coming out. I guess there was going to be an attack.
Makes sense. Just try to force it, especially if that back row is shield, but that Julian just said no, so I'm curious. I mean, the option is, Inverse Whale. You know, there is a funny realm where you ascend the Twindra into the Galaxy to get rid of the Tunic, but I can understand not wanting to do that.
I mean, yeah, this Twindra clearly is, at this point, especially under Island of Aeolia, enough of a threat on its own.
And now it just puts Adam in the place of, you can shield my Twindra, but then you lose the Poison Tunic and the Spirit, so you're going way more minus on Spirits than me. So Julian's still safe there, now has control of the board, and even if that Twindra goes down and puts him at 0, still got the Galaxy, so we'll see what Adam can actually do here. Like, the Twindra's still a big threat regardless of, even though now Julian just can't go Pantera.
I mean, hey, we are playing a fire deck. Eruption? No. Necruff. That's kind of close.
Yeah.
A burn effect is a burn effect.
And yeah, that looks like that's it. That makes sense. Crash the Twindra, and pretty much that puts Julian at 0 spirits with a Galaxy that can't really beat the Necruff. So looks like Adam takes game 1 in the semifinal match.
We are getting into our game 2 here of Adam versus Julian, our semifinals match. And I believe Julian's going to be starting us off here first with a rabbit coming out.
Good old rabbit. Just curate that hand. We've been seeing that all day. And also not too surprising. It's the most common Elestral in the game.
Yep, and there are reasons for it. Going to be able to set up a solid wall, being able to get advantage here. Setting 2 for Julian. And I don't know if we're passing just yet. Going in there, shuffling. But yep, looks like we have passed over to Adam, who plays a rabbit of his own.
Rabbit v. rabbit, ready to just, I guess, race against each other across the screen.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel like whale has to be imminent. We've already seen whale. It's just one of those classic, okay, you play rabbit? All right, I play whale.
Yep. Or just another rabbit. I have a proposal to make.
Ooh.
If we're ever at time and need a tiebreaker and 2 rabbits are on board, we just make them race.
Ooh. I feel like Stellar Ass Rabbit's got to run a little faster, right?
Yeah. At least it'll look cooler while running.
That's true. Hey, maybe we could look at the 2 animations and see which one of the animations goes faster, and that will answer the question once and for all.
That would be chaos having 2 rapid animations on screen at once.
Yeah, go, 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 go.
All right, we see a set from Adam, and it looks like a potential pass back to Julian, though it looks like the cards are on the tails. Yeah, I think it is a pass back to Julian.
Yep,
Yeah.
And that is what we are seeing here. Julian going to be going again. I mean, are we going to see whale? Oh, nope. Looks like there was a second card
And
set for Adam.
pass.
We had a couple little hand gestures there, but making sure we get everything done before we pass here. And Julian, well, we can't see it. Oh, Aviolith! Okay, that's what that was. The cheeky little, hey, hey, hey. We have Aviolith coming out, and ooh boy, we're gonna be drawing.
I love it. Just a sweet little draw too. Really taking advantage of the fact that Hurricane is now limited, though a PTA coming down. That makes sense. Just get that out of there. It's a 4/6 body. It's pretty big.
Yeah, it was enough of a menace in the games that we saw it before that I have to respect just saying, ooh, get it out. It can't hit over the rabbit at this point, and getting it out of here, obviously getting the draw advantage for Julian. Both casters benefit from this turn, but I think Adam ultimately made the right call here, getting rid of this threat.
Especially if Adam had no better option, especially with the Ast Rabbit on board, though. Notably, that's pretty big swing and advantage towards Julian, drawing 2 cards, Adam having to sink more spirits than Julian put into it, as well as another card. But at the same time, does set up Adam way better tempo-wise to utilize this Volcaries to start setting up those artifact plays.
Yep, here we go. Going to be going in, getting Hephaestus uncontested, and yeah, just getting started here when there's no Hydrake to answer. Aviolith has been neutralized, and Julian's got to start things moving before Adam starts building this wide board here.
And I could definitely see if with the Volcaries in hand, just wanting to get rid of that Aviolith and take control of the board. And also the PTA does set up very well for potentially other artifacts, being able to pull spirits from the underworld, since Volcaries does, since Hephaestus will be on board, does allow you to cast the artifacts with spirits from your underworld, or at least specifically fire from your underworld.
Yep, and also allowing, if we see a Kenleo, we talked about that a little bit in the last game, even though it never ended up coming up. We did go and grab the Torch of Hestia with the effect of Hephaestus. And again, like you mentioned, we can use those fire spirits from the underworld. Go ahead and enchant that. Feels nice and free.
Probably the best value part of fire artifacts is now, as long as Volcaries is on board, their artifacts are just free. Not truly healing, but does mean that you're not having to sink even more spirits into what is already a pretty expensive deck. So just swing over, but met with a Shield of Achilles.
That
pretty
shield was
straightforward.
flipped aggressively. Goodness gracious, going to be sending that Volcaries back to hand, the torch and all those spirits into the underworld, which, I mean, I agree, it was a good shield. My goodness, the gusto.
Yeah, and that top deck loaded with powerful Elestrals, notably 2 Eddie to start contesting that Astrabbit still.
Ooh, Edward.
Yeah. Here's the other interesting thing we're going to find out if Adam recasts Volcaries. is there a second Hephaestus in the deck?
That is interesting. I don't know what people are running nowadays, but we see Whale coming out. I'm thinking probably, do we want to activate that effect? We're tapping it.
Well, if you're going to crash something anyway, regardless, it doesn't change the math here because everything here is a 2/5, so...
Yeah, very true.
Just crash something.
Okay, looking at the cards in the Underworld, it's just Torch and PTA. So I don't know if we're more willing to give up this Galaxy to let the Galaxy crash, or if we don't necessarily value the Astravid as much. I think it just depends on which possible re-enchant of effect you value more.
Do you want to keep digging, or do you want to keep pressuring the board? It looks like giving up the Rabbit here. There's also a chance there's another Rabbit in hand, which is why that's the one that Julian's most okay giving up. Then, of course, Galaxy poking for one. Board is in Julian's control right now, but it is still anyone's game.
We do have one back row set from Julian. Adam going to be taking that 1 damage from the Galaxy here, but neither of our casters have really been able to get too much momentum. Obviously, we started to see some fire artifact things, immediately answered with a shield. We haven't seen any of the Hydrake to Pantera stuff, but here comes Nekruff, properly enchanted. I mean, it put in the work last game. I gotta say, Fire Puppy is making a name for itself.
Adam's just saying, I'm not respecting that Tsunami. I'm just going to hit in here and force you to take some damage to start swinging the game back into my favor.
It would be really funny if this was Tsunami. However, it is not.
It is the Monsoon here. Love seeing this card and just re-enchant that Galaxy. Smooth play there. Risking a little bit of Gorgon's Gates coming out, but we had already seen, well, we hadn't seen one from Adam yet. But I guess the Galaxy is going to go down likely anyway. If a Gorgon's Gaze cast, so you might as well just siphon a Spirit off it. And actually would save Julian a Spirit in that scenario, because now the Nekruff wouldn't actually destroy the Galaxy. The Nekruff would be direct attacking, so it'd only be 1 damage anyway. So really
fun to... I mean, I think I see now, of course, why we saved that Rabbit, right? Because, you know, well, with Monsoon, I'm able to re-enchant water to this Galaxy, get an effect here. It kind of feels like reverse battle step regular Galaxy, but this time it's like the Galaxy fights back, and it's actually I who is able to step swats here.
Yup, and is that a Hydrake? Can't tell what that is. No, it can't be a Hydrake. It's got a title.
Maybe a Sorlet?
That makes sense for Wind Aggro.
Champion Sorlet?
That's what I'm guessing it is. Yeah, that would make sense. Open board, but still pressure's still pressure. Dealt 2 damage to Adam, and the game is now even more in Julian's favor than it was last turn cycle. So we'll see what Adam can do to try to make a comeback here.
Yep, and Nekruff coming back out. I mean, hey, surely that's not another Monsoon. Surely, right? There's no way.
We'll see. I'm assuming going for the Galaxy, because Galaxy is what threatens the Nekruff more than the Sorlet with current information.
Yep, and looks like we are going to be taking the damage from the Nekruff burn effect, as well as losing the Galaxy there. Sorlet stays on the board. We have 1 set for Adam. I don't know if we're looking at an Argo here, but another Galaxy coming out. This poor puppy can't get a break.
Just whale after whale. And yeah, that is... I forgot that Organized Play this season had a Stellar Sorlet, so that's why I didn't recognize that artwork. Tsunami coming down, though. That way, everything's protected. It's pretty heads-up play.
With the Nekruff having its stats swapped, obviously the 5 defense there is able to guard against everything on the board here. However, with 2 set from Julian, I'm like, are we going to see this Monsoon play again? Because I really liked that. I thought that was really cool to see.
It really was. Is that yet another Nekruff? This time a Water Pup playing around the Tsunami. Makes sense. Haven't seen that one yet. And we
Poison Tipped Arrow coming out. And we're just sacrificing the Galaxy here. Putting up a wall with this Sorlet. However, the other Galaxy, or the other Nekruff, is still perfectly capable of hitting over.
That to me telegraphs that it is indeed a Tsunami. So, which wouldn't work anyway, I think.
Interesting. We did see an Ambrosia activation there. I believe that was paid for off of the Spirit on the Hephaestus, possibly. And we are healing back up here. And there we go. There's a switch to attack for the Halloween Necruff.
Yeah, definitely. So a very close game. Now the board is flipped back into Adam's here, but a Gorgon's Gaze.
Okay. There had to be some kind of answer there. This is going to be expensive, though, because we have Gorgons. Now we have to pay out for the poison-tipped arrow to pop the puppy. And going back over to Julian.
That makes so much more sense now why it was pulled off the Galaxy. Pretty much that's the best way to efficiently use Spirits. The Galaxy was going down anyway and knew something couldn't attack into Sorlet. So that looks like a Peliquarius going to grab another Galaxy. Yep.
Yeah, there it is. We just cannot catch a break from these Galaxies. I feel like we've seen 27 this game alone.
At the minimum, which is kind of concerning considering decks are only 40 and
yeah, Judge.
Not too far off.
Can we get a Galaxy check here? Oh my goodness, Cryoblast!
I haven't seen that in so long.
It's been 20 years since I've seen a Cryoblast. That's gotta be a side deck warrior, knowing you have these Necruff, knowing you have other cards in this fire artifacts list that are vulnerable to it, and then that full art Ambrosia coming out as well.
No, that's a very, very interesting tech here. One, because Volcarius, it also hits, but also, if we're having a lot of Galaxies face off, Cryoblast is actually a really neat way to let your Galaxy beat an opponent's Galaxy.
True. That Cryoblast is an interesting tech card, and it has been, we talked about this a couple of premieres ago. It's like, why did it fall off? Where did it go? Why did people stop playing it? Removal is such a big thing in this game, and it's a one-cost removal card for so many Elestrals that are currently being played.
Might just be wanting to try out the new stuff and something needed to go, so guess it's a Cryoblast.
We're going to be swinging for 2 into Adam, who just takes that damage. We're going to be drawing for turn here and figuring out how to deal with this current board state.
It's been such a crazy back and forth here. Just swinging back who has one or two Elestrals on board, who has that most Spirits, and Eddie.
Okay, we did see from the foretell on that torch that Eddie existed.
Yep.
And here he is getting rid of that Sorlet, which that makes sense. Peliquarius has kind of done what it needs to do here. But then, yes. Yes, the Galaxy.
Galaxy Gaming, that's number 28. You really should get a judge in here.
Yep, then Eddie just goes down. We have a back row set from Julian, and Adam just needing to continue to try and answer these threats, but getting lower in Spirits as every turn passes.
Yeah, notably, this is the first time I think we've had a caster maintain 2 Elestrals on board to an opponent's none this entire clash at even Spirits. So Julian really seeming like he's starting to pull ahead and trying to close out this game, because this game shouldn't last for many more turns unless they just all both start ripping Ambrosias and surprise heal Elestrals.
I just want to see a Penterror hit the board. That's my dream here. So if we end up going into a game 3, that's my formal request. We didn't get to see the Cryo Scorch. Let me see the other big dragon, please.
I wonder if there's a world where Julian sided that out because it's just too expensive with what the deck is trying to do, and clearly Adam has a plan to out it.
Well, and here comes Champ Volcaries. And I don't know that we're going to see the effect, so you might have been right about Hephaestus being a one-of in the list, which is very interesting because, now so many of the core things that this deck wants to do are completely turned off.
Do have a shield, though, just bouncing that back to hand. We haven't seen a lot of times these fire artifact decks being less centralized on the fire artifact stuff and being more of just a package in the deck, so I can definitely see just running the 3 Volcaries, 1 Hephaestus, you do your fire artifact stuff, and once you do it, you're happy, you're good to go there, and then from there, you're just doing a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, we did see the Reforge played. We know that there's a possibility that there could be Argo here in the list, so there are definitely other ways to go about using these artifacts, but I mean, it does feel bad when you lose your central, like, oh, if I have these 2 cards, then I can do the thing I want to do for free.
For sure. And this is the 3rd turn in a row Julian has maintained 2 Elestrals on board to Adam's none. So it really looks like Julian just clinching it here at the very end to make sure this game goes to game 3, which honestly, there's no better way to have a top cut than all these games going to game 3. It's super exciting. So I would not oppose to seeing this matchup for another round.
You and me both. And it looks like those Earth Spirits are being expended here. We're either giving up on Scythe of Demeter or we're giving up on Earthquake ever showing up. Either way, there they go.
Well, at this point, do you bet on the one of Earthquake, which, well, you would still lose anyway, because
okay, more galaxies have just appeared. What's happening? Did you see that? 17 more galaxies just came flying from the sky.
And I'm pretty sure Galaxy's like a big Elestral, so that's concerning. But resting on your laurels coming down to clear one of them into the eddy. Definitely not using that effect.
Just gonna be content to let that galaxy stay in attack position, and it's gonna go down. Finally, Adam is able to clear this board, and if Julian has, say, another galaxy, an Ass Rabbit to put into defense, I mean, there's not much. I mean, I guess answers for Adam here could be Ambrosia, pay off of the eddy, be able to get back Fire Puppy, burn, but even then that doesn't quite get over Ass Rabbit, so it's not a perfect solution.
We're at a stalemate here, just that, because that looks like a misenchanted Ass Rabbit, because Julian did not check top 3 by the looks of it, and just kind of drawing cards, setting and passing. I mean, Adam just has to pass until they can get an Ambrosia. Julian just needs to keep drawing until just something can out the
there it is.
There it is.
The Ambrosia. Okay, we see fire, fire, fire. Okay.
Committing.
I mean, Necroth with Torch of Hestia, if we have a Reforge.
What an upset. Julian had that.
We got Eruption for game. I'm sorry I said it last time. Oh my gosh. And that is game 2 to Adam. And that is the semifinals. That means that Adam is going to be moving on to finals.